We have all been in one of those games where someone raged out and started scoring on their own goal. We call them throwers. Think of the thrower as the final form of the Sabo. The Sabo's aggression is more subtle. It hides in the 50-50s, and those surprise misses, and those weird oopsies that just happen to keep getting their teammates dunked on. A Sabo also hides this aggression from themselves. In fact, they are the primary target of the deception. Sabos fall into two overlapping categories, the solipsist and the parasite. The solipsist has a singular focus on achievement with no concern for their teammates. Teammates are just bots to them. The parasite is just there to knock their teammates down in any way they can. They're extremely insecure about their status in real life, and this is the only kind of win they can manage. The goal of the parasite is to find a way to justify aggression against other players, typically achieved as an overreaction to something a teammate does, regardless of their own conduct, which they conceal from themselves. Once you understand some of the core motivations, it's much easier to spot the behaviors. It's still very complicated because the behaviors manifest very differently depending on which half of the map you're on and how much escalation has occurred. I've been wanting to do a deep analysis of this behavior for a while, but since it manifests in very subtle ways, there can't be any obvious examples. It also might look like I was just nitpicking my teammates. Luckily, I found myself in a game where the entire other team were Sabo. Their aggression escalated to the point where it was way beyond subtle. So, seeing the full spectrum of behaviors in a single game from an entire team that I'm not on, that could work. Well, our friend here gets the game started off right. I'm sure he just miscalculated something. He didn't just bail for the boost. I don't think his teammates were too happy about that. And now he could clear it all the way downfield here, and that's what it looks like he's going to do. But nope. The thing about the Sabo is they don't want to do anything that could potentially benefit their teammates, so they always want to maintain possession of the ball. And his teammate recognized the behavior, probably wasn't too happy from before, and his other teammate wasn't too happy with it either. That's why a lot of times you just can't seem to clear it out. Like, every time one of your teammates goes after the ball, it's just like this weak hit. It's because they don't clear. The only time they move the ball out of center is if they can maintain possession of it. Let's see, this is the view from behind. And he wasn't really too happy about that. See, they all know each other is being a dick, but they're almost certainly oblivious to their own behavior. Well, two of these guys are like that, and that's fascinating. See what happened there? He hit it just enough that it would have basically stayed in front of the goal, but not enough to help his teammate take it out. But it looked like a teamwork play. But if you watch each person, see, he starts turning like he's going to clear it, and then he realized he got faked by his teammate. And now he's like, basically, you. And this is also interesting. Should be jumping about now. Should be jumping. Should probably be jumping. Why isn't he jumping? Oh, it's too late. I'm going to do a little fake jump to make it look like I at least tried. But then his teammate was trying to drop it down in front of the goal, and he was faking like he was going to like make a run at the ball, but it ended up cooperating in a clear. I think that's probably the only clear of that type in the game. Yeah, and look at the anvil angle. I call it the anvil. Like, you can angle yourself when you know somebody's coming in so that it looks like you're being defensive, but you're basically just angling the ball at your own goal. And check it from this angle. It's like, what was he hoping to achieve with that? Now, I'll do wild stuff like that sometimes, but I don't angle my car afterwards so that it goes straight at my own goal. And he did try to make the save there, but it's because he had already calculated it was impossible. So one of the strategies is to make it look like you tried when you had no intention of doing the thing. And you're going to see a lot of that in here. Here's another angle on that one. And I forget which one, but two of these guys are like very solipsistic. And one of them is partially, or mostly, it's hard to tell, parasitical. But they did not talk to each other the whole game. None of them, they probably all have their chat turned off so that, basically shut out the things you don't want to have to pay attention to. Yeah, he realized he wasn't going to be able to, maintain possession on that. But if he does that and goes back, he might have a better shot at it. But it didn't. And he is going to wait till it's too late. And the reason they all sit there like that, why, nobody seems to be going for it, is if you're the one who goes for it, you risk putting your teammate in a position to run the ball down to the other end, which is the thing you're supposed to be doing. And here's a classy kickoff bail. Yeah, he came around the corner, saw the guy doing the sit in front of the goal thing, which is, pretty much a dick move. It means I'm not going to contribute to the team at all. I'll just wait for it to come back down here because that's my best chance to maintain possession and score. Because they don't have any interest in just clearing it out for defensive reasons. If you clear it out, you might be benefiting a teammate. So this is apparently going on in the backfield for some time. I didn't even know this was happening. The first time I went through the clips of these, somehow I missed this. And I gotta say, watching this kind of bums me out because, like, when you're watching a replay from, player view, like, you start to feel the toxicity of it. And typically, I don't feel a lot of it, but when I am in a mood where it's getting to me, I just get out of the game. And yeah, Cal's definitely got the best of him there, and he's not happy about that. They just hate each other. Well, they know what, even if they can't articulate it, they know what it means when somebody's just sitting back in the goal like that. It's basically a demonstration of power. Like, the whole solipsistic thing is a way to demonstrate power over other people. Like, you are beneath me. And, always a classy move. It's like, it's casual. You can leave. But since they don't like it when people leave games, when they're trying to, parasitize those people, so it's a weird kind of ethic where some of them just won't leave. Nah, I think I'll just go get this boost. And then he pushes the other guy in front. The other guy's going to try to maintain possession, but if he can't, he's just going to pass to the other team, which he just did. Which it's basically like a contest of like screwing each other over. And his teammate saw that he had a potential to maintain possession and take it to the other end of the field, and it's like, nope, you're not doing that. You're not letting me do it. I'm not letting you do it. It's like he never even jumped. He just wanted to shut down what his teammate was doing. Oh, so this is so for part of this game, my team had a Sabo, and that's why he's knocking it at his own goal. But so my teammate tries to score on his own goal, and one of the Sabos from the other team blocks it because one of his teammates was the last person to touch the ball, so that would have been points for his teammate, so he couldn't let that happen. Also, classy, pick up the side. Use 5 boosts so you can consume the next one. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened here. I think he thought he could make it look like an accident, maybe. But pretty soon he's not going to care. I used to thought it was just screwing your teammates, and that is part of it, but you're forcing them to accidentally do something that might benefit you. And he's basically escorting the ball in, saying, hit it off me, hit it off me, hit it off me. And then, he was a little too far back. Otherwise, that would have gone right in the goal. But, as aggression mounts, subtlety goes away. And it's usually because, it's like they think that they're playing in an ethical way for the most part. So they can't see their own behavior, but they can see their teammates' behavior. So each one of these guys thinks they're in a game with two assholes. And they're not wrong. They need to add one. I think there's the point where he's just so ticked off that he's just going to keep trying to knock it in his own goal. And the amazing thing is nobody's leaving. Nobody's saying anything in chat. Nobody's leaving. It's like, you ever wondered what would happen if like one of those toxic players, if you like cloned two of them, you made two more of them and then made them play together, what that would look like? I think this is really close to that. And if you're wondering what skill level these people might be at, my estimation, Diamond and Champion, because that's a pretty spectacular move this guy just pulled off. In fact, the Parasite version of the Sabo is often what I would call a toxic smurf, which means in order to maintain dominance over their teammates, you got to understand that none of these three people care at all about winning or losing. It's all about having the highest individual score possible in relation to your teammate score. And if you can keep somebody below 100, that's the gold standard. And that's why you'll get into games with certain people where you're playing well, you're doing stuff, things are happening, and you get another game, and it's like you just can't even get to the ball because for whatever reason, every interaction that your teammates have with the ball, like, it never comes your way. And that does happen by accident sometimes, but if you're 2 minutes in, and it's basically a game of keep away. You also see people like go in twos, and they're basically like doing the same thing in tandem, which you wouldn't think these people would find a way to make that work, but they do. No, not really even much to say here. It's like, why are they still here? Why have they stayed in the game? Because there's some kind of, I don't know, honor culture element where like only losers leave or something like that. Classy hop over. Well, he wasn't going to be able to maintain possession, or he didn't think he'd be able to, or he didn't have enough boost for the drive, because you got to have like full or near full boost and possession of the ball to make a drive worthwhile. Also, replay artifact. So it's like, what is the conflict now? They're all, well, 2 out of 3 of them are deliberately own goaling at this point. It's really weird to have a run-up game with a bot on one side. I've stayed in some Sabo games just to see where they went, but there's something about when you're kind of screwed up in a particular way, when you're around like-minded people, the behaviors tend to manifest more acutely. All their calculations aren't like move the ball downfield, get it to a teammate, maintain a defensive perimeter. This is not what is on their mind. They are looking for the path that lets them maintain the ball, maintain possession of the ball, and score. And if it goes sideways, well, that's not their problem. Exploiting your teammates' tendency towards fair play for malevolent reasons, it's toxic in a way that can be hard to see. Even those that pick up on it find it hard to explain beyond, that guy's a freaking dick. For those who don't pick up on it, their individual score will be suppressed. It can feel like they're playing really bad, and I don't think that's a coincidence. If you like this breakdown, check out the Grinding Meaning playlist where you'll find my Rocket League detox streams and other meaning of life stuff. I also do gaming music videos, but the main thing I do here is create abstract video art music videos that are not computer generated.